Hi, friends. I'm Dora. Today we're going to talk about food and the holiday season. So, the topic this week is about food and what to eat. This is such a huge and important topic, and there's so much we could potentially talk about. So, I know that I'll probably come back to this topic over and over again. And each time, hopefully, I'll bring you a new piece of information for you to chew on. Now, as I said, there is so much that is interesting about food and diet, and we all want to know what is good to eat and what to avoid. But because we are all unique and biologically different, there really isn't a one size fits all diet. Though, having said this, there are some foods that are clearly harmful to our bodies. And these foods tend to show up much more during the holiday season. So today, I want to give you some tips on how we can find balance during this time of the year. Now, depending on where you are on the globe, your situation may be different. I know my folks in Queensland, Australia have a much more normal life than those of us in the US. And I'm in California right now, so rules are pretty strict about sheltering in place and social distancing. So, for those of us who are keeping our Christmases small this year, one upside is that we are not so tempted, perhaps, by the mountainous volume of food and indulgent foods that we are normally faced with in a large social gathering. So, in this sense, you might be able to have more control over what you and your family eats. Now, regardless of your situation, whatever your situation is this year, I do have a few general tips that I could share that I think could benefit everyone. So, I have my 5 tips for you. Tip number 1, when you make up your plate this year, try to have at least one healthy item on your plate. And if possible, try to fill at least half of your plate up with vegetables. The more colors, the better. So make it festive, eat the rainbow. Number 2, stay hydrated during the day. Drink good quality, clean water, but do this between meals. You don't want to drink a whole lot of liquid during the meal, especially ice cold beverages. These tend to hinder digestion. So, try to hydrate between meals and just sip your drink with your meals. And also limit or avoid excessive alcoholic drinks and high sugary drinks because they're high in calories, but they don't actually provide any nutrients or much in any sense. So in that sense, these are considered as empty calories. Not only that, they also deplete precious nutrients that are in your body. And especially with alcoholic drinks, they tend to impair our judgment regarding our food choices. Tip number 3, savor the food that you eat. Take your time to chew your food. And if this helps, put your utensils down between bites. Meal times together is a wonderful time for the family to bond, so don't rush. Enjoy the food and each other's company. This will tremendously improve your digestion. And isn't it priceless to be with family during this time of year and be totally present for each other? Tip number 4, move. And here I'm not talking about, hitting the gym, doing vigorous exercise, after a big meal. That is definitely a no-no. But gentle, healthy movements are wonderful for digestion. So if weather permits, you may consider taking a stroll after dinner as a family activity. And this is a great time of the year to enjoy the Christmas lightings and decorations in your neighborhood. And lastly, tip number 5, no guilt. If you are going to indulge, Then enjoy the food with pleasure. Bring all of your senses into the experience. So take a moment, appreciate the food that you're about to treat yourself. Feast your eyes and then smell it, touch it, feel the texture, and then taste it. Really enjoy it. Know that healthy, sustainable eating means eating in moderation. And there is a rule in nutrition, the 80-20 rule. So be mindful when you do indulge. Allow your whole body and mind to participate and enjoy the treat food. As long as you eat well and keep healthy habits and routines 80% of the time, you do have room that 20% of the time to indulge in something that may not be considered so healthy for you. And so, keeping that in mind, don't feel guilty about it. Enjoy, 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 and know that you'll get back on track in your next meal. So I hope that these tips were helpful, and I wish you and your family a joyful Christmas and a hopeful and fresh new year. Take care.